Get ready to hop on the Siberian Express. What's going on, guys? Certified meteorologist Jonathan Kegas back with you. We're going to talk about the bitter cold and the growing chances for a massive snowstorm across parts of the South and Mid-Atlantic. So we're going to hop right into it. If you want to stay updated on this, the rest of winter, and as we get into spring severe weather season and hurricane season eventually, hit that subscribe button. We are the best weather community on YouTube. We have a conversation rather than just scream from the hilltop. So again, we're just going to jump right into it. It's the Siberian Express because the air can be traced back all the way to Siberia. Now, we are based in the Orlando area, Central Florida. What you see on your screen here, this is the NOAA high split model, and it does the backward trajectory. So this red line here is the model going backwards. So you have to go to the future first. So this is at least for Monday for the Central Florida area. But that red line, look at how it goes right through the Arctic Circle. We're up in the North Pole, and then it loop-de-loops right back into Siberia. So that is the source region for the colder air that is blasting into the lower 48 for the weekend and then through much of the week ahead. We'll take a look at some temperatures in 1 second, but first and foremost, I want to talk about that snow potential. We're going to go model by model here in just 1 second. I want to start things off, though, with the ensembles. Still at this stage in the game, we are getting more confidence, but when you see these bright colors here, we're going to do some high-level local pinpointing here with our little telestration and dabber to see what those probabilities are. The ensembles, again, are the best thing to look at. When you see the higher color, that means more of the ensemble members, and the European ensemble is made up of 51 different members, each with different initial conditions. When you see a high probability of those members converging on a solution, we have a higher confidence because even with different initial conditions, we'll be talking about the same outcome. Look at that. Probability here for an inch of snow, closer to New Orleans, about 80 to 90%. That's to the Gulf Coast of Louisiana. That's in the Houston area as well. Now, this might be a little overdone, but still, the first ingredient, the main ingredient that we need is the Arctic air, and we get that blast of that Siberian air first for the developing system to work with. So that's the difference here when you're talking about the opportunity for snow this far south. You need that Arctic air first. Even in the Florida Panhandle, 60% shot. Closer to Tallahassee, 56%. Jacksonville coming in about 13%. There are probabilities as far south as Orlando, only 1%. I think that's a little bit far-fetched. Maybe a sleet pellet as far south as Orlando, but still, the best opportunity for even sleet to happen as the Euro sometimes overdoes the cold is going to be around the I-10 area. You see here, then it goes up the Carolinas, 60 to 70% shot for an inch or more of snow clinging to the coast. That continues into coastal Virginia as well. So that's the ensembles. That's the story that I wanted to paint there first, at least the overall story. Now I want to switch my computers here, and we're going to go model by model as, again, we're in that range. So I want to start off here by showing this is the icon model, and this is one of the more suppressed ones. So we're going to start that again. I want to show you everything, and that puts the actual center itself way down into the Gulf of Mexico, and that keeps it suppressed and really doesn't even meet up with the colder air. I think that might be an outlier to south, to be honest. The European model might be a little bit aggressive with the cold and snow, but look at this. There's the snow. Let's back this up a little bit for our friends in Texas. But this is what I'm talking about. So let's bring out the telestrator again. Here is the intrusion of the Arctic air. Strong high pressure. The Arctic air is about right through there. That's where the boundary is. And then we have the system developing behind that. A lot of times when there's talk of snow in the south, we might get some flakes because the colder air or the snow is kind of chasing the colder air. Right now, with this developing system, the colder air is already in place. So there we have it developing around Corpus Christi, Brownsville, and it's going to do one of these things. And that is why we're going to be able to likely get snow maybe as far south as the Gulf Coast of the United States. So you see it developing, blue representing snow, that bright pink representing sleet, and the more red color representing freezing rain. So you see here, even into the Jacksonville area, close to the Jacksonville area anyway, some sleet, and then there is that snow riding up the eastern seaboard. We'll take this out full way. That gets kind of nudged out. So that one doesn't come to the 95 corridor. There is still an opportunity for that to happen with this. But a lot needs to come into play. Okay, so that is the European model. This is the GFS. Same kind of story. Developing here, bringing snow and sleet to Houston. I think we'll see some flakes out of the deal. And then right along the Gulf Coast, you see maybe not snow, but some freezing rain and sleet. South of New Orleans, even butted up right up against the Gulf. Some heavier snow south of Atlanta. This is the GFS again, the American model sliding through and then riding right up and then getting pushed out again. So we'll go back for our friends in the Carolinas and Virginia. This, by the way, this is Tuesday evening into early Wednesday morning where we had that getting up into the coastal mid-Atlantic area. So again, that's going to be the GFS. The Canadian, we showed you this the other day. Again, remarkable consistency. Yeah, I think the heaviest bands and who and how far south or how far north that band goes, that is still yet to be determined. But I really think there's high confidence now that we do have a major storm somewhere through the deep south, southeast, and mid-Atlantic going forward. So this is the Canadian. On this map, we have sleet in the orange. We have snow in the blue. The darker the colors, the heavier the precip type. And you see the freezing rain getting down into Marion County toward Ocala, Jacksonville, certainly southeast Georgia, the panhandle of Florida as well. Again, it might be a little bit too aggressive, but then there goes the snow, and then that kicks out as well before it can ride up the I-95 corridor. And I think that's all of them. That's the one I wanted to show you. The GFS, the Canadian, the Euro, and the Icon. The Icon is suppressed further south, but there is certainly very remarkable agreement on that front that, again, this is kind of the footprint that tells the story of the potential for a snowstorm. The darker the colors here, we showed you earlier in the video, the higher probability for at least an inch of snow. And again, if this comes into fruition, there's going to be much, much more than an inch of snow. So this could be a truly remarkable episode as, again, this is straight up air from Siberia that's already in place prior to the storm developing. Just remarkable. The other part of this, the other piece of the puzzle is even if you're not getting the snow, you're going to get the big time cold across much of the lower 48, maybe the Keys, maybe Miami missing out on this. But nonetheless, you see that going by too fast. My pause points kind of didn't stop here. So I want to take you day by day. This is going to be really the first go of things as we get into the weekend. So this is going to be 9 the morning of Sunday, January 19th. We're starting to get that colder air all the way down into the Florida panhandle. You see Pensacola into the 40s. The dangerous stuff, though, starts to come into the upper Midwest. Willow City into the Dakotas. We're back to 20 to 30 degrees below zero. Mind you, these are actual air temperatures, not the wind chill. It is going to be brutal. Excessive cold warnings are in effect for the upper Midwest and northern plains through the next couple of days. I want to take you out to Monday. We have 25 to 30 degrees below zero in parts of Minnesota and the Dakotas. That's going to be early Monday morning. Look at the single digits and teens from Pittsburgh to Syracuse. Then this continues to push to the east, the core of this cold. Look how it's getting colder as well in the upper Midwest. That is going to be early morning for you. On Tuesday, the 21st, we have air temperatures getting to around 30 degrees below zero in Willow City, nearing that in Fargo, about 25 below in International Falls. Pittsburgh, Syracuse, single digits above, wind chills way below that. And then as we get into Wednesday, into the morning hours, it gets even colder in parts of the Northeast. So you see there when you're waking up in Pittsburgh, 1 degree above, 1 below in Syracuse, single digits, again, without the wind. Into New England, Detroit, single digits above. We might be able to get below zero as well, certainly with the wind chills. But it is going to be a nasty go of things over the next few days. Very, very little places to hide from the blast of Arctic air this go around. Key West, maybe Miami, Fort Lauderdale. That's about the only spots across the country that you're going to be able to escape this. Alrighty, guys, just wanted to hop on here for a quick update. We're going to be watching this through the weekend. If you're interested in that, hit that subscribe button for me. But a crazy, crazy storm potentially coming from Texas to the panhandle of Florida and then up the Carolina coast and Virginia coast and then exiting out into the Atlantic. We've been talking about this now for about a week. There is remarkable agreement in the modeling. It's all about pattern recognition as well. That's the reason why I'm showing you the models. You know me, I don't like to just show model run and be like, okay, this may happen. certainly we still have to iron out the main details with this. But the cold air is in place. We have a developing system in the Gulf of Mexico. They're going to meet up, and there's going to be some craziness somewhere in the deep south. Those details will be fine tuned over the weekend, and then especially early next week as this looks to ramp up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. So, again, we'll certainly be talking on Monday. Stay warm, everybody. If you like the snow, enjoy it. We want to do without the ice, but that unfortunately is also on the table. We will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Be safe. Stay warm.